This is the OTB Network.
Hello everyone and welcome to Horses and Courses. I'm Jean Wood. Of course, a very busy weekend of stakes racing action with the Breeders' Cup being held, a number of good stakes races being contested around the country as well. We are going to get to the Breeders' Cup eventually. That will be the last portion of our program. Before we do, however, we're going to start at Keeneland for the Fayette handicap to close the meet at Keeneland this fall. Grade $350,000 9-furlong event for older horses. Let's head to Keeneland for the running of the Fayette.
And they're off. 10 Pins is there from the inside. Invisible Ink, Crafty Shaw, and X-Country, who drops out to the back. Entering the first turn, and 10 Pins now strides away to lead it by 1 length. 10 Pins will set the tempo, stays outward from the rail, leads it by a length. Crafty Shaw is there on the far outside, moves up into the second position by a head. Invisible Ink is there to his inside, then a gap of just over 2 more lengths back to X-Country, who hugs the rail around the first turn. 23 and 2/5 seconds was the time for that opening quarter. 10 Pins leads at a half length. Here comes Invisible Ink just off his flank. Crafty Shaw stays out toward the center of the track in third, 1 length off the lead. The front 3 have gotten away by 5 lengths from X-Country, who trails at the midpoint of the back stretch. 10 Pins still has the top spot after a half in 47 and 2/5 seconds. 10 Pins leads it by 1 length. Crafty Shaw stays to the far outside in second by a neck. Then Invisible Ink, and 3 more lengths to X-Country, who starts to cut into that margin. Much closer fourth, stays down toward the rail, moves into contention on the last turn. 10 Pins is the leader. Crafty Shaw still wide. X-Country just keeps on moving up the rail from last to second. X-Country now challenging 10 Pins. Crafty Shaw third. Invisible Ink is put to a drive in fourth, but is losing contact with the leader at this point. 6 furlongs in 1:12 and 3/5. Turning for home, X-Country up the inside to challenge 10 Pins for the lead. These two matching strides, 5 lengths in front of Crafty Shaw. Invisible Ink is last, and the top 2 continue to slug it out past the 8th pole. 10 Pins leads it a neck. X-Country is there to the inside, but he needs to find more. 10 Pins nursing a short lead. X-Country is fighting on, but losing ground is going to be 10 Pins to take the Grade 3 Fayette Stakes by 2 lengths on the line. X-Country was second. Crafty Shaw was third. The time, 1 minute 51 seconds.
10 Pins and Craig Perrette. They did pick up a win last time out in the Washington Park handicap at Arlington Park. We're considering the Breeders' Cup Classic. Decided not to go with this horse that had had some setbacks. Looked like they chose a good spot for him. He picks up a 1 3/4 length odds-on victory as the heavy favorite on the muddy track on closing day at Keeneland over X-Country, who picked up the second spot. It was a long way, 14 lengths back to Crafty Shaw in the third spot, with Invisible Ink never getting into the hunt and running in the 4th spot, finishing last in a very short field. The winner, 10 Pins, is a chestnut 4-year-old son of Smart Strike from Maidstone by Deputy Minister. He was bred in Michigan by Joseph Vitello, owned by Mr. Vitello, and trained by Don Winfrey. Ridden to victory by Craig Perrette, 10 Pins completes the 1 1/8 of the Fayette in the muddy conditions at Keeneland in 1:51 flat. Sunday was the first day of racing at Churchill Downs for their annual fall meet, and it, as usual, got kicked off with the ACAC handicap. Older horses sprinting 7.5 furlongs for $100,000. Let's head down to Kentucky, this time to Churchill Downs for the running of the ACAC.
All set. Off and running in the ACAC. Good start for all. Co-Jet springs out on top to take the lead from Twilight Road in second, and Maker's Mark up the inside, flashing speed at the fence in third. Mountain General 2 off the pace in fourth, and the gray Freon Flyer. Dan the Bluegrass Man makes headway up the inside. Right Valor next by 2.5 more to Chindy, second last, and Been the Best at the back of the pack, 9 lengths out of it early. Up the backside they go. Maker's Mark in front by a neck now. Twilight Road pressing him from the outside in second, and Co-Jet will track from third by 2.5 more. Mountain General General, Dan the Bluegrass Man. Next, both 3.5 off it on the inside. 2.5 back to Bright Valor. Then Freon Flyer. Behind that comes Chindy, and 3 back to Bin the Best at the back, the quarter. In a very moderate 23 flat around the turn. Twilight Road and Maker's Marker, stride for stride. Then Cojet on the outside, 3 wide in third. Mountain General next by 2.5 more. Bright Valor's going by Dan the Bluegrass Man now. Chindy next up the inside. And here comes Bin the Best, uncorking a rally from the back of the pack, and Freon Flyer to the top of the lane they come. Half in 46 and 1, and they turn for home. It's Twilight Road, and still a chilly Pat Day opening up by Alignatico. Jet set down for the drive in second. Here comes Mountain General up the inside, and Bin the Best is storming home on the far outside, down to the final furlong. Mountain General poking a nose in front. Twilight Road something left for the final 16th. Twilight Road back in front and drawing away again. Twilight Road wins the Yak, going away under Pat Day by 2 1/4. Mountain General second, then Bin the Best third, and 129 and 1.
Twilight Road, favorite under Pat Day, picking up a 2.5 length victory over Mountain General, who had actually gotten to the lead at the top of the stretch but was always under pressure. Bin the Best makes his usual off-the-pace rally from way back after being outrun with a 7-wide move, making up some ground into the third spot. The winner, Twilight Road, is a chestnut 5-year-old gelding, a son of Cahill Road from Glory's Light by Halo. He was bred by Mira Ball in Kentucky, owned by the Donnemeyer Farm and trained by Paul McGee. Ridden to victory by Pat Day. Twilight Road completes the 7.5 furlongs of the Yak in 129 and 1. We're going to head to the West Coast next for Sunday's running of the Carlton F. Burke, a grade $350,000 event going 1.5 miles on the turf course. Let's head out to Santa Anita for the running of the Carlton F. Burke.
They're off. In the Carlton F. Burke, Ally Zig sprints away 2 lengths down the hill. Special Matter, Rob Spirit, Nazarelli, and Dan Streamer's back to last early on. Curving around the turn, and the pacemaker, it's Ally Zig there by 1. Special Matter, a length and 3/4, then Rob Spirit next in third. Nazarelli is 4th, Dan Streamer is 5th. And they're single file as they near the dirt portion of the course. Ally Zig took that turn poorly in the lane. Ally Zig wide in front by 2. Special Matter, then Rob Spirit, followed by Nazarelli. And at the back, it is Dan Streamer by the stands for the first time. It's Ally Zig with his ears pricked in front by a length and 3/4. Special Matter is racing in second by 3. Then it's Rob Spirit next in third, followed by Nazarelli, the 4th horse. And finally, Dan Streamer is 5th, and onto the clubhouse turn they go. And it's Ally Zig showing the way by just over a length, with Special Matter in pursuit second. Rob Spirit is then third. Nazarelli follows up in 4th, and Dan Streamer is 5th. This is a very ordinary clip as they move on to the back stretch. Ally Zig in hand, 2 lengths in front. Special Matter by the same margin. Rob Spirit next in third, followed by Nazarelli in 4th, and Dan Streamer is 5th. No change whatsoever. Single file midway down the back stretch. Ally Zig on top, just over a length. Special Matter is stalking in second. Rob Spirit holds the 3rd spot. Nazarelli is then in 4th. 2 lengths further back, that's Dan Streamer in 5th. Onto the far turn, the final turn now, and Ally Zig has it by 3/4 of a length as Special Matter makes his move on him. Special Matter coming up on the outside. It's Ally Zig a neck. Special Matter by a length and 3/4. Rob Spirit is next, and here's Nazarelli rallying, and Dan Streamer, and they're at the head of the stretch, and now Special Matter forges to the front from Ally Zig. Nazarelli stream outside. Dan Streamer is charging hard, but will it be too late? Special Matter's in front in deep stretch, and Special Matter extends to a length and a half. Nazarelli, Dan Streamer, Special Matter wins the Burke a length and 3/4. Ally Zig trying to hold off Dan Streamer, then Nazarelli in that photo for the place.
Special Matter, and Tyler Bay is picking up a victory here, stalking the pace just a bit off the rail, running 2 wide, making a solid bid to a length and a 3/4 win at almost 10-1 over Ali Zig, the pace setter, as he usually is. He is a speedy customer when asked to go long on turf. Dan Streamer rallies from way back into the 3rd spot. His favorite Nasser Ali never really got that much into the hunt. He did have a little bit of a bumping incident at the start with Rob Spirit, who finished 5th and last in his California debut, but just never really got into the hunt at all, running a dull 4th as the odds-on choice. The winner, Special Matter, is a 4-year-old bay colt. He was bred in Florida by Penny Lewis. Judging by his pedigree, you wouldn't think a 1.5 miles on the turf would be his thing. He's the son of River Special from Appealing Look by Valid Appeal. Bred in Florida, as the pedigree would indicate. He is owned by Elder McClintock et al., trained by Rafael Becerra, and ridden to victory by Tyler Bays. Special Matter completes the 1.5 miles on the turf at Santa Anita in 2:28 and 2. Next, we're going to head to Aqueduct for their opening day stakes race, the Discovery Handicap. Last year, this race was actually turned out to be a very, very strong race in retrospect, with the winter evening attire turning out to be a Grade 1 contender, a Grade 1 winner. This year, of course, the runner-up in that race was Street Cry, who eventually won the Dubai World Cup, and earlier on this season looked to be the best older horse in training anywhere in the world on dirt. The Discovery Handicap is a Grade 3 for 3-year-olds. It's 1 1/8 once around the oval at Aqueduct. Let's head down to Aqueduct and take a look at last Wednesday's opening day feature, the Discovery.
And they're off. This Guns for Hire out for the lead. Regal Sanction came away well. Down on the inside, it's Richie Rich. And on the outside, St. Martin. Into the clubhouse turn. This Guns for Hire leads by a length. Regal Sanction is second. On the extreme outside is St. Martin. Richie Rich at the rail. Regency Park is a close-up 5th, just 3 lengths from the lead. Then comes AP 500 racing in 6th. Babson is in 7th. And then comes Strive in 8th. And at the back of the pack, it's Thunder Days and No Parole trails the field in 10th. The first quarter went in 23 and 3. The field moves up the backstretch. This Guns for Hire in front by a length. Regal Sanction is second by a head. And the favorite, St. Martin, on the outside in 3rd. And then comes Richie Rich down on the inside. The leader is This Guns for Hire as St. Martin now takes second. This Guns for Hire 3/4 of a length. St. Martin is in second. Regal Sanction next in 3rd. AP 500 is 4th. Then Regency Park in 5th. Strive is on the move from 6th. Then it's Babson. Richie Rich is dropped out of it. No Parole. And the trailer is Thunder Days. The half went in 47 and 4, 3/4 in 1:11 and 4, and there's a 1/4 of a mile to the finish. St. Martin on the outside now takes the lead from This Guns for Hire. St. Martin is in front. The leader as they come down for the 8th pole. This Guns for Hire dropping out of it. Regency Park in with a chance and under the whip. On the extreme outside, it's No Parole, a 16th to the finish. St. Martin trying to hold on. Regency Park, No Parole. St. Martin's gonna do it in the Discovery. Regency Park second, No Parole was 3rd.
St. Martin, who gave Feudal chase in the Travers in a big jump up in class up here at Saratoga, returned to Allowance Company last time out with an impressive victory, and here re-enters Stakes Company at about a little bit more comfortable level, I would say, and picks up a very nice victory here, pressing the pace in the early going with a 3-wide move. Regency Park moving very nicely from running between horses early on, made a very strong bid into the 2nd spot with No Parole, New York bred, who continues to hit the board in open company, very good company. In fact, last time out had run with some nice horses down in New Jersey, comes back to New York and finishes a solid 3rd in this field. A little disappointing was pace setter This Guns for Hire. Richie Migliori appeared to be having trouble getting him to switch his leads as he was looking a little bit awkward through the drive after setting fractions that were moderate for this distance. The winner, St. Martin, is a 3-year-old chestnut colt, a son of St. Bellato, the recently deceased St. Bellato, out of the administrator by a fleet. He was bred in Florida by the Brinlin Farm. He is owned by Martin Schwartz and Dennis Drazen. Trained by Michael Matz and ridden to victory by Jerry Bailey, St. Martin completes the 1 1/8 of the Discovery Handicap in 1:49 flat. We are going to pause now for a brief message, and when we return, we will be continuing with stakes racing action from Aqueduct. Please stay tuned.
This year, many thoroughbreds, no longer able to compete, join the ranks of racing's homeless. The Thoroughbred Retirement Foundation and its supporters have been providing help and hope, creating opportunities where once there were none. The TRF, together with the racing industry, is meeting the challenge, taking care of their own. With your help, we can continue our saving mission, ensuring many more horses the welcome home they so richly deserve.
Who is this woman? A world-class tennis player? A famous fashion model? No, this is Diane Nelson, one of the nation's top-ranked jockeys. When Diane rides, she wants the best horse. And when Diane has a day off, she wants the best entertainment. And that's at the Teletheater Clubhouse.
If you haven't been to the Teletheater Clubhouse yet, you're missing something. It's really for everyone. Bring your friends, your family, and come on down.
The Teletheater Clubhouse, Central Avenue, Albany.
Welcome back, everyone. We're going to continue with stakes racing action now from Aqueduct. On Saturday, they ran an abbreviated card as a preview to the Breeders' Cup, but featured 2 stakes races, and we're going to kick them off with the Sport Page, an older handicap race for 7 furlong sprinters. A good group of horses, a number of horses that had been competitive with major graded stakes company take to the track. Let's head down to Aqueduct now for the running of the Sport Page.
They're in the gate, and they're off. Sing Me Back Home and St. Vere out for the early lead. It's Sing Me Back Home in front. St. Vere is second. Voodoo now moves up to third. Bowman's Band on the extreme outside. In between horses, Esteemed Friend, Big E is at the rail. Then it's Multiple Choice and Gold ID. They race up the back stretch. And now it's a 3-way battle for the lead. Down on the inside, it's Voodoo, St. Vere in between horses. And on the outside, Sing Me Back Home, the opening quarter, 22-4. It's a gap of 3 to Big E, racing in fourth with Multiple Choice now moving up from fifth. Then it's Esteemed Friend, Bowman's Band, and Gold ID. And they're midway around the far turn. Voodoo puts ahead in front. Sing Me Back Home comes on again on the outside, and here comes a Multiple Choice, gaining ground quickly. St. Vere is dropped out of it. Big E is fourth as the field hits the top of the stretch, the half mile, 46 seconds. Multiple Choice has the lead in the stretch and has a 4-length lead. Then it's Sing Me Back Home, Voodoo, Big E, and Bowman's Band. Multiple Choice at 15-1 is going to pull off the upset in the Sport Page. Multiple Choice, love the slop. Bowman's Band up for second. Looked like Sing Me Back Home was third.
Multiple Choice, who had found himself in a little bit deep over the summertime, chasing the likes of Orientate, who was to go off as the favorite in the Breeders' Cup Sprint later on in the day, picking up an easy 7 1/4 length victory, yet somehow going off at 15-1. Bowman's Band dropping back into sprint company for the first time in quite some time, picking up the second spot. And Sing Me Back Home did show very good speed, contesting the pace 3 wide, tiring in the final furlong or so to finish third at 22-1. The winner, Multiple Choice, big horse for course here at the Aqueduct main track. Did like the slop quite a bit on Saturday. Multiple Choice is a 4-year-old bay colt, a son of Mount Livermore from Lady of Choice by Stormbird. He was bred in Kentucky by Peter E. Blum, owned by Mr. Blum, and trained by Jimmy Jerkins. Ridden to victory by Victor Carrero, Multiple Choice completes the 7 furlongs of the Sport Page in 1:23-1. Stakes racing continued at Aqueduct on Saturday with the first flight handicap, $150,000 grade 2 for fillies and mares, also going 7. Let's head to Aqueduct now for the running of the first flight.
And they're off. Redhead Riot out for the lead. Shine Again came away in second. In between horses is Tugger. On the outside is Raging Fever. And the trailer is Judge's Song. Up the backstretch, Redhead Riot opens up a 1.5 length lead on Shine Again and Tugger. Those two right together, second and third. Raging Fever is on the extreme outside, and Judge's Song trails. The first quarter went in 23-1. Redhead Riot leads by almost 2 lengths. Raging Fever now takes second. Shine Again is in third. Tugger back running in fourth. And Judge's Song continues to trail. They move around the turn. Redhead Riot trying to do it wire to wire here. She leads by a little more than a length. Raging Fever second by a head. Shine Again is third. It's 3 lengths to Tugger and 4 more to Judge's Song. Half mile in 46 and 1, and they're at the top of the stretch, and Redhead Riot is all out to hold off Raging Fever on the outside, and Shine Again at the rail, and here comes Shine Again up the inside to take the lead. Redhead Riot is next, then Raging Fever. It's Shine Again with a 2-length lead and just 70 yards to the wire, and Shine Again will win the first flight. Redhead Riot second, Raging Fever third.
Shine Again. It was the Jerkins father, this time getting the victory. Jean-Luc Semine aboard for a solid 2-length victory over a very game Redhead Riot, making her graded stakes debut, sprinting clear in the early going and really not giving way at all in the end. Holding Raging Fever at bay by about 1.5 lengths. Favored Raging Fever sits off the pace a little bit here and picks up the third spot with a bit of a bid at the top of the stretch, but she did fall short. The winner, Shine Again, is a 5-year-old dark bay or brown mare, a daughter of Wild Again from Shiner by 2 Punch. Her sister, Shiny Band, was entered for this race and scratched. Shine Again is owned by Bohemia Stable, or bred in Maryland by Mrs. Richard DuPont, who of course owns Bohemia Stable, the owner of the horse in name, trained by Alan Jerkins. Ridden to victory by Jean-Luc Semine, Shine Again completes the 7 furlongs on a racetrack labeled muddy in 123 and 3. Next, we're going to head to Aqueduct for their Sunday card, a pair of off-the-turf juvenile stakes races, beginning with the Miss Grillo, $75,000 for 2-year-old fillies, carded on the turf, now switched to the main track at 1 1/8 miles. Let's head to Aqueduct for the running of the Miss Grillo.
And they're off. Mark's Rainbow and 1 in 20 on the outside go out for the lead. Mark's Rainbow comes away with the lead, 1 in 20. Now moving up at the rail is Orcan, in tight there in between horses. Holy Roller. Virgin Voyage is on the outside, and Furcroft will be the early trailer around the clubhouse turn. It's Mark's Rainbow leading by 3/4 length. 1 in 20 is second by 1.5 lengths. Virgin Voyage and Orcan right together, third and fourth. Furcroft now takes fifth. Holy Roller is in sixth. The opening 1/4 mile in 24 and 3. They're on the back stretch with Mark's Rainbow in front by a neck. 1 in 20, the favorite on the outside, and second by 2. Then it's Orcan and Virgin Voyage. They remain together, third and fourth. Furcroft is now moving up from fifth. Holy Roller still trails. The half was running 48 and 4. Mark's Rainbow continues to lead. Mark's Rainbow in front now by 1.5 lengths. 1 and 20 still chasing in second. Furcroft has moved into third. Orcan at the rail, then Virgin Voyage and Holy Roller. 4 lengths separates the entire field. 3/4 in 1:12 and 4. It is Mark's Rainbow in front with Furcroft taking up the challenge now on the outside. Virgin Voyage moving into third. Then 1 and 20 and Orcan there in the stretch. And it is Mark's Rainbow trying to hold off Furcroft. Those two are together with 1/8 mile to the finish. It's Mark's Rainbow by a neck. Furcroft all out on the outside. 16th to the finish now. And now Furcroft takes the lead. Mark's Rainbow in second. Furcroft to win it, 3/4 length. Mark's Rainbow second. 1 in 20 got third.
Furcroft finally picking up that elusive first stakes victory in off-the-turf conditions here. This is a youngster who had broken her maiden impressively at Saratoga at long odds, came back and found herself in a little bit deep against the likes of Storm Flag Flying at Santa Catarina, but sat off the pace and was able to run down a game Mark's Rainbow, who had been victorious in her only other career victory on turf, 1 in 20, who had also tried Grade 1 Stakes Company in the main track. Had truly indicated a preference for going on the turf. They left her in here nonetheless, as the major candidates on the turf did in fact scratch, and 1 in 20 picks up the third spot after showing good speed as the favorite. The winner, Furcroft, is a 2-year-old daughter of A.P. Indy from Pemaquid by Deputy Minister. Bred in Kentucky by G. Watts Humphrey, owned by her breeder, G. Watts Humphrey Jr., and trained by Rusty Arnold, ridden to victory by Jean-Luc Samine, who had a terrific weekend in New York. Furcroft completes the 1 1/8 of the Miss Grillo in 1:49.3. Heading back to New York for another juvenile stake, the Pilgrim, $75,000. Once again, off the turf conditions, this time for Colson Geldings at a 1 1/8. Let's head back down to New York for the running of the Pilgrim.
And they're off. And they all came away to a good start. Provincetown on the inside is going out for the lead. Stroll is in between horses and Blakelock on the outside. And now it's 3 of them heads apart for the lead into the clubhouse turn. One Colony races in 4th, and Celtic Memories trails the field in 5th. Provincetown now gets away to lead by a 1.5 lengths. Stroll is 2nd by a 1.5 lengths, and Blakelock is 3rd. Celtic Memories takes to the inside in 4th. And trailing the field is One Colony in 5th. The quarter went in 23 seconds. Provincetown by a head. Stroll right there in 2nd. On the extreme outside is Blakelock in 3rd. Celtic Memories is 4th, just 3 lengths from the lead. Then it's a gap of 5 back to One Colony, who trails the field. They continue up the backstretch, the half mile, and a sharp 45.4. Provincetown and Stroll heads apart for the lead, with Blakelock just off the leaders, now moving up, and now Blakelock joins the front 2. It's Stroll in between horses, Blakelock on the outside, Provincetown at the rail. 3 of them heads apart for the lead midway around the far turn. Celtic Memories in behind in 4th. And One Colony is 5th, 3/4 in 1:09.4. Provincetown has dropped out of it. On the outside, there goes Celtic Memories to sweep to the lead. Celtic Memories is in front as they come into the stretch. Then it's a Blakelock, followed by One Colony and Stroll. Celtic Memories the leader. Celtic Memories by 3 lengths now. Then Blakelock and One Colony. Celtic Memories with a 3-length lead. One Colony takes 2nd. Celtic Memories is tiring, and One Colony is coming on. Celtic Memories, One Colony. It's a photo finish, too tight to call.
One Colony taking advantage of really very sharp fractions up front and getting the victory here. These 2-year-olds going 2 turns, stretching out to 9 furlongs, going 45.81, 109.89. A little quick, and Celtic Memories, who sat just off that pace, appeared to have it won. He came up just a little bit weak as One Colony, who had rated very kindly off of those early fractions, makes the last best move to a head victory over Celtic Memories, with the favored Blakelock back in the 3rd spot after sitting a stalking trip. Early pace setters Provincetown and Stroll, after contesting the early pace, both backed up, finishing off the board. The winner, One Colony, is a 2-year-old bay colt, a son of DeHare from One Last Colony by Pleasant Colony. If there was moisture in the track, he certainly had the breeding to enjoy it. He was bred in Kentucky by his owner, Mr. Edward P. Evans, who's had a terrific year this season. Trained by Mark Hannigan, ridden to victory by Aaron Grider. One Colony completes the 1 1/8 of the Pilgrim in 1:51 flat. Next, we're going to head to Arlington for the beginning of the Breeders' Cup program. Of course, getting things kicked off with the Breeders' Cup Distaff. Grade 1, $2 million, 9 furlongs for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. It's basically drawing the very best in training. Let's head out to Chicago now for the running of the Breeders' Cup Distaff.
And they're off in Chicago's Breeders' Cup. And Azeri wasting no time, and she bounces right out on the lead. Imperial Gesture right there now to challenge her early as they move into the clubhouse turn, and Take Charge Lady is up close to their pace. Fardamiga not far behind today. She's up closer than usual early, and she finds her way to the inside early beneath Pat Day. She's running along in 4th. Mandy's Gold off the pace today in 5th. And then it's Summer Colony, who gets a nudge there from Johnny Velasquez. She's 6 toward the inside. Then Star and 2 Item Limit, the last of them all. Azeri through a quarter in 23 2/5 seconds, being pressed by Imperial Gesture. Jerry Bailey puts her in the game early. It is Azeri and Mike Smith. Mike Smith like a statue in the stirrups. Azeri is just doing it very willingly here. And her opening half was a testing one, though, in 46 1/5 seconds with Imperial Gesture glued to her. 3 lengths back, and Take Charge Lady is a stalking third. It's another 3 lengths now, and Pat Day is wanting more from Fardamiga. They're 7 lengths behind as they round the far turn here at Arlington Park. Around the far turn, it is still Azeri leading the way. She's run 3/4 in 1:09 and 3. Sensational fractions here for Azeri, who comes to the top of the stretch with the lead 1.5 lengths. Bailey is now asking a lot more from Imperial Gesture, but she is still second as the field turns for home. Take Charge Lady is toiling on the inside. Fardamiga still 6 lengths behind. Mandy's Gold Star, 1 furlong to go. Azeri still there, and she's pulling away. Azeri by 3, and now by 4. She has left Imperial Gesture reeling, and Fardamiga too much, way too late to get to the Distaff champion, Azeri, who wins by 4.5 lengths today. There was a photo for second between Fardamiga and Imperial Gesture. The final time was 1:48 and 3.
Azeri proves that she is by far the best filly or mare in training. Not surprisingly, according to Laura DeSaru's interview here on the network a couple of weeks ago, the plan was to go. She did. Imperial Gesture, as expected, sat just off of her. However, when Imperial Gesture made that bid, Azeri simply got a shake of the reins from Mike Smith and just drew off to a handy 5-length victory as the favorite at just under 2-1. Fardamiga raced a little bit, I wouldn't say closer to the pace, as she was well behind the early pace setters. There was a big gap heading up the backstretch, but Fardamiga was in about the 4th or 5th spot in the early going after a little bit of an awkward break, made up a ton of ground at just under 5-1 to complete the exacta. Imperial Gesture, who gave game chase, did just lose the place spot in a very solid try, however, against her elders here, and certainly no disgrace in my book now being beaten by Azeri, as she has certainly stamped herself the best filly or mare in training anywhere in the country. The winner, Azeri, is a 4-year-old chestnut filly, only once defeated in her career. She was bred in Kentucky by the late Mr. Alan Paulson, trained by Laura DeSaru, who has taken over a number of the horses from the Paulson Living Trust. This is a daughter of Jade Hunter from Zodiac Miss by Yahoo Nora, and they have done a terrific job with her, planning out a very, very good schedule, and it does look like she will be back next year at the age of 5. Azeri, ridden to victory by Mike Smith, completes the 1 1/8 on a good surface in 1:48 and 3. Continuing with Breeders' Cup action, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, $1 million Grade 1 event for the young ladies, stretching out this year to a 9-furlong 2-turn configuration. Let's head back out to Arlington for the running of the Juvenile Fillies.
Ready for the start for the Juvenile Fillies, and they're off. And it's Humorous Lady who breaks on top, but she's quickly sent to the front and over to the rail. Composure's right there in behind her, and down on the inside, Santa Catarina. Buffy the centerfold, 4 wide. The big favorite, Storm Flag Flying, is 3 off the rail. Westerly Breeze is taking 6th position. Sea Jewel rides the rails in 7th in the early going here. Ruby's Reception has asked for more run in the early going, about to be passed by Atlantic Ocean, is at the back of the pack today. And Appleby Gardens just settles into an easy gallop. The pace here is swift, and a sprinter's out in front. It's Humorous Lady, and she's out there by 2.5 lengths. Santa Catarina and Storm Flag Flying, sitting chilly beneath Johnny Velasquez in 3rd position. Buffy the centerfold being nudged along in 4th. Composure moving sweetly after a half in 46 and 1/5 seconds. Humorous Lady continues to take the field down the backstretch run. Santa Catarina moves to confront her now as they move past the half-mile pole. And Velasquez says go with Storm Flag Flying their 3rd. Buffy the centerfold is 4th. And Composure is ready to roll, just in behind the lead now. She's only 2.5 lengths from her stablemate, who's now leading. It's Santa Catarina, the leader. Storm Flag Flying is full out, but she's still 2nd as they approach the top of the stretch. Composure looms back in 3rd position. Sea Jewel on the inside is now 4th. Buffy the centerfold is softened up in 5th, and Humorous Lady, as the field turns for home. Storm Flag Flying turns it on, but Composure is cut loose. Composure and Storm Flag Flying to slug it out for the final furlong here. Composure in front by a neck. Storm Flag Flying giving her all. She is coming back. Storm Flag Flying, the heart of a champion.
Storm Flag Flying in what has to be regarded as one of the gamest efforts of the Breeders' Cup Day by far. It appeared at the top of the lane like Composure was simply going to go by her. Storm Flag Flying was in contentious position when front-runner Humorous Lady began to falter. She inherited the lead, but never looked like she was really grasping the lead and reaching out and accelerating into it. But Composure came to her, passed her. Storm Flag Flying, who was about a half length or more beaten, re-rallies to pick up a half-length victory. Looked like she still had some gas in the tank. The ears were pricked under the finish line. John Velasquez did encourage her with the inside whip a couple of times, but he had certainly put his stick away by the time this filly began to re-rally. Composure, very game, finishing second. It was almost 10 lengths back to Santa Catarina, who held the third spot under Jerry Bailey after sitting a perfect trip, was not able to go on with Storm Flag Flying in the drive. The winner, Storm Flag Flying, is a third-generation Breeders' Cup winner. She is a 2-year-old dark bay or brown daughter of Storm Cat from My Flag by Easy Goer. My Flag, of course, a Breeders' Cup Distaff or Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies winner. Of course, a daughter herself of Distaff winner Personal Ensign. Storm Flag Flying was bred in Kentucky by the Phipps stable, owned by Ogden Mills Phipps, trained by Shug McGahee, and ridden to victory by John Velasquez. Storm Flag Flying completes the 9 furlongs in 1:49 and 3. We are going to pause now for a second brief break, and when we return, we'll be finishing up the Breeders' Cup card from Saturday at Arlington. Please stay tuned.
Aqueduct highlights this weekend's stakes action as we begin the month of November. On Saturday from the Big A, it's the Grade 2 $150,000 Knickerbocker for 3-year-olds and up. The Grade 3 $100,000 Nashua for 2-year-olds. On Sunday, it'll be the Grade 3 $100,000 Turn Back the Alarm for fillies and mares 3 and up, and the Grade 3 $100,000 Tempted for 2-year-old fillies. From Churchill Downs on Saturday, it's the $100,000 Pocahontas. On Sunday, it'll be the Grade 3 $100,000 Iroquois. Bay Meadows on Sunday features the Grade 3 $100,000 Bay Meadows Derby. And from Santa Anita on Sunday, it's the Grade 2 $200,000 Las Palmas Handicap and the Grade 3 the $100,000 Morvich Handicap. Catch all the action this weekend at any Capital TV location.
Welcome back, everyone, to Horses and Courses. We're going to continue with Breeders' Cup action with the Breeders' Cup Mile, a $1 million flat mile around 2 turns at Arlington Park. One of the races that has been at least far more kind, as it were, to the European shippers. Let's head out to Arlington now and take a look at the Breeders' Cup Mile.
Ready for the start here, and they're off. Beat Hollow and Forbidden Apple, they break well together. And from the middle of the pack, there goes Boston Common, who's the quickest of them all as they hit that first turn. Boston Common outruns them into the turn. Forbidden Apple right there, running along in second. And Good Journey has come out well. He's right up there and on the pace, running in third. Del Mar Show is racing fourth. Landseer, 3 wide from 5th position. Beat Hollow shuffled back into 6th. Nuclear Debate far outside, 7th. Touch of the Blues right there in mid-pack, surrounded by horses, and he's now 8th. And then it's Dome Driver, who rides the rails in 9th position, followed by Medicis, who's now 10th. The Irish filly, Dress the Thrill, is racing 11th. And then it's Green Fee, followed by Aldebaran. Rock of Gibraltar is last. Rock of Gibraltar is dead last as they continue down the backstretch run. The first quarter at 23 and 4/5 seconds. A soft half here over the soft going, 48 and 3. Moving for the far turn. Boston coming under attack now by Good Journeys. They move into the far turn. Del Mar Show is on the move. Now third on the outside. Landseer is only 2 lengths from the lead, and he's in clear striking position. Beat Hollow. Forbidden Apple is buried down toward the inside. In the meantime, Rock of Gibraltar is languishing in 13th position as the field turns for home. A wild finisher, Landseer. Landseer almost goes down and took out Nuclear Debate. They're coming into the final furlong. Good Journey, Del Mar Show. Forbidden Apple is right there. Dome Driver slicing his way through in between horses, and here comes the Rock, and the Rock is rolling right. They're coming down to the finish. Dome Driver, yes, Dome Driver doing it for France. Rock of Gibraltar too far behind to do any good in the late going.
Over a yielding turf course that figured to benefit a number of the Euro shippers, they run 1-2 here with Dome Driver 26-1, picking up the victory off of a victory on the undercard of the Arc at Longchamp 3 weeks before. Rock of Gibraltar, the highly touted best miler in Europe, unfortunately has to lag behind the early pace before making a dynamic move to just fall short by 3/4 of a length. Good journey. American-based horse that has been running very competitively at a mile on turf all season long, picking up the 3rd spot at 5-1 under Pat Day. Unfortunately, the race marred by the death of Landseer. He did break down as they were turning for home. Edgar Prado did have a difficult time pulling him up, which certainly did not help him in his injuries, unfortunately. The marvels of modern medicine, not quite able to save a horse with a multiple fracture injury of this sort. The winner, Dome Driver, is a 4-year-old Bayer Brown colt, a son of Indian Ridge from Napoli by Balamont, who was bred in Ireland by the Niarchos family, owned by Flaxman Holdings and trained by Pascal Barry, ridden to victory by Thierry Twilez. Dome Driver picks up the victory in the mile in 1:36.4. We're going to continue now with Breeders' Cup action with the Breeders' Cup Sprint, $1 million Grade 1 going 6 furlongs. Let's head back to Arlington for the running of the sprint.
Ready for the 2002 Breeders' Cup Sprint. And they're off. Day Trader broke on top on the far outside. Orientate gets off to a good start too. Extra Heat is right there. Long shot. Thunderbellow down toward the inside. And there's Carson Hollow. And Carson Hollow has come away to lead this speedy field with Thunderbellow right there with their Extra Heat is 3rd. And Orientate gets a good spot early. He's running in 4th. Day Trader on the far outside 5th. Crafty CT is racing 6th. And then it's Touchstone between horses 7th. Kalukan Queen is 8th toward the inside. 3 lengths Disturbing the Peace under a ride is now 9th. Then Bonaparte. Kona Gold way near the back. He's 12 lengths from front running Thunderbellow. And swept overboard, has only one horse beaten, that is Longshot Wake and Noon. A wild first quarter of 21 2/5 seconds. And it's Thunderbellow at 35-1, turning for home with the lead. On the outside, here comes the favorite Orientate, and he's driving to Thunderbellow, who's holding on. Thunderbellow, 1 furlong to go. Still there, 3/4 of a length. Orientate, full out, driving 2nd. Kona Gold, Crafty CT. They're chasing Thunderbellow. Orientate is surging here beneath Jerry Bailey. Here's the wire. Orientate wins in the final strides to defeat Thunderbellow.
Orientate, who has been an absolute monster since being put back into sprint company, coming back off of quite a long layoff. He had not run since winning the Forgo up here at Saratoga last out, but is able to run down dead game Thunderello, who was involved in the early pace from the inside every step of the way under Edgar Prado, who certainly was looking for some redemption after the accident in the previous start. Came back here and just missed by half a length on a 48-1 shot. Crafty CT, a very talented stalking sprinter, reserved in the early going, made a 4-wide move to pick up the 2nd spot at 16.5-1. The winner, Orientate, however, picking up his 17th Breeders' Cup victory for the 17th Breeders' Cup victory for his trainer, Wayne Lucas. Very impressive in victory here, running down a game rival. Orientate is a dark Bayer Brown 4-year-old son of Mount Livermore from Dream Team by Cox's Ridge. Bred by the Gainesway Thoroughbreds in Kentucky, is owned by Mr. and Mrs. Bob and Beverly Lewis, who have been just very, very good campaigners throughout a long series of races. They, of course, campaigned a number of major winners, including Classic winner Charismatic. This is their first win in Breeders' Cup competition as the sole owners of the runner. D. Wayne Lucas trains, Jerry Bailey rides to victory. Orientate completes the 6 furlongs of the sprint in 1:08.4. Heading back onto that yielding turf course next for the Breeders' Cup Filly or Mare Turf, the newest of the series. Breeders' Cup added this race a few years ago at $1 million, 10 furlongs the distance on that yielding turf course. Let's head back to Arlington for the Filly or Mare Turf.
For their 1.25 mile drift. And they're off. Gossamer breaking well. Kasia veered out soon after the start. Down toward the inside, Turtlebow has some early speed, and Chopinina emerges from mid-pack. So it's Kasia and Chopinina to match strides for the early lead. Kasia, the front runner now. Chopinina has been backed off and will concede the early lead to Kasia. 2.5 lengths back, and Turtle Bow is running along in third. Then the Gray Filly, Starring, is fourth. Defending champion Banks Hill has been maneuvered to the inside early. She's racing in fifth position now. Gossamer broke well, but she's been taken back into sixth. Down on the inside of Dublino, seventh. Owsley, 3 wide, eighth. English filly Islington drafting in behind horses in the European manner. She's now ninth. And down toward the inside is the late running Risk Averse. Golden Apples has only one horse beaten, and that is Long Shot Zenda. The opening quarter went in a sensible 24 2/5 seconds. The half was 49 seconds flat, and Kasia is loose on an easy lead here. Kasia out there by 2. And Chopinina, Emil Ramsani still stalking, conceding that lead to Kasia, is stretching it out to 3 lengths now. And then it's Turtle Bow racing in third. Starina's fourth. Banks Hill has maneuvered to the outside for clear, running in fifth position now with about a half mile to go. And then it's Gossamer moving sweetly down toward the inside in sixth. Islington is seventh, and she's asked for a bit more. Dublino is still about 9 or 10 lengths from the leader, and the leader has been unopposed. Kasia through 3/4 in 1:12 2. Chopinina still running in second. Then it's Turtle Bow toward the inside. They've been 1, 2, 3 all the way around the racetrack. And they're that way as they turn for home. And now Starine picks it up. She moves into third. Banks Hill has asked for more, run fourth. Islington is trying to find a way through from fifth. Dublino is cut loose. And on the far outside, it's Golden Apples. Risk Averse is coming through down toward the inside. Gossamer in the thick of it. Starine takes the lead. Starine has overhauled Kasia. Banks Hill is there on the outside. Islington trying hard late. Gossamer looking for a way through. Golden Apples far outside, under the line. And Starine streaks under the wire to win it by 2. Defeating the defending champion Banks Hill by 2 lengths there. It was close for third between Islington and Golden Apples.
Starine and John Velasquez pulling off a bit of an upset here, sitting a perfect stalking trip and just blowing by horses, holding off Banks Hill by a length and a half late. Islington picking up the third spot here. Islington did break a little bit slowly, as did Zenda. Got off to a little bit of a poor start, but Starine in stalking position every step of the way. Never took a bad step throughout the running, and solidly picks up the victory over her stablemate Banks Hill. Trainer here is Bobby Frankel. He also has recently taken over the care of Banks Hill for one of his major clients, Judmont Farm. The winner, Starine, is a Grayer-Roan 5-year-old mare, a daughter of Mendocino from Grisonante by Caldoun. She was bred in France by Madame Catherine Dubois, owned by Bobby Frankel. Trained by Bobby Frankel, ridden to victory by John Velasquez. Starine completes the 1.25 miles on the yielding turf in 2:03 2. Next, we're going to head into juvenile competition, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Unfortunately, the day before it was announced that Sky Mesa was scratched with an ankle filling. The race goes on, though, with a good group of horses, 1 1/8 miles. Once again, the stretch-out distance to 9 furlongs for the juveniles may be significant. Let's head back out to Chicago for the running of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile.
The public's got it right. They're in the gate for the juvenile, and they're off. And Vindication breaks in stride, and Vindication's gone for the lead. Hold That Tiger and Tomahawk, the 2 Europeans, broke second to last and last. Vindication takes the field into the clubhouse turn, and Bull Market gets off to a good start. He's down toward the inside in good position early, running in second. Wando, the Canadian, third on the outside. And then it's Most Feared in between horses, running in fourth. The favorite, YYY, rides the rails. He's a little rank. Steadied in traffic is YYY. He's fifth. Talkin, only 3 lengths from the lead, racing in the clear. He is now sixth. Copwayne, seventh toward the inside. Listen, Indy is now eighth. Hold That Tiger is under a ride already. He's on the far outside. In between horses is Lone Star Sky, then Van Nistelrooy, followed by Tomahawk. And trailing the field there is Hold That Tiger as the field moves up the backstretch. Vindication short lead through a half that goes in 46 seconds flat. Testing fractions here into the far turn. Vindication grappling with Bull Market. Those two head to head. YYY right up there, tracking third. Wando Aspermore run fourth. Most Feared is now fifth. And then it's Copwayne racing in sixth position. Hold That Tiger begins to roll now. He's seventh on the outside, launching a bid with 2.5 furlongs to go. Copwayne is still in with the fighting chance in between horses. Vindication, and Bull Market. Baffert 1-2 as the field turns for home. Most Feared is running third. Here comes Coffwain. Hold that Tiger, spun into the sixth path at the top of the stretch. Baffert's 1-2-3. Vindication. Bull Market toward the inside, followed by Coffwain. Hold that Tiger is fourth. They're down to the final 16th. It's still Baffert 1-2-3. Vindication. Coffwain moves to second. Bull Market third. Hold that Tiger is fourth. And it is a sweep here for Bob Baffert, 1-2 under the line. Vindication will go on to be the juvenile champion here. Coffwain finishing second. Hold that Tiger managed third after a disastrous break, and Bull Market was fourth.
Vindication and Mike Smith, who had a terrific day, going off at 4-1, showing very good speed, contesting the pace every step of the way, and able to have enough left to hold off the late charge of Calf Wayne, his stablemate. Hold that Tiger got off to a terrible start, was put into a hard drive about 7 furlongs out, and closed a ton of ground under Kieran Fallon to complete the trifecta here. Bull Market just losing the third spot. In fact, midway down the stretch, it did appear that Bob Baffert, who has so dominated juvenile racing in the last few years, yet never won this race, was going to run 1-2-3. Unfortunately, he did lose that show spot with Bull Market to the late running Hold That Tiger. The winner, Vindication, is a 2-year-old dark bay or brown son of Seattle Slew from Strawberry Reason by Strawberry Road. He was bred in Kentucky by the Payson Stud Incorporated. He is owned by Padua Stable, trained by Bob Baffert, ridden to victory by Mike Smith. Vindication covers the 1 1/8 of the at Arlington in 1:49.3. Heading back onto that turf once more for the Breeders' Cup Turf at 1.5 miles, a $2 million event, the richest turf race in the United States. Let's head back to Arlington for the running of the Breeders' Cup Turf.
Ready for the start of the 19th Breeders' Cup Turf, and they're off. Falcon Flight broke swell, and Golan got off last. Racing for the far turn. There goes the Tin Man now, who takes the initiative. And the Tin Man, the expected front runner, gets cleared onto the rail. He's clear by 2, with Balangary running along in second. And then it's High Chaparral who's put in the mix early on the outside. Denon is now third, and High Chaparral is eased back into fourth position. Falcon Flight racing in fifth, and the Canadian Perfect Soul is sixth in the early going. Golan has found his way to the inside, and with Anticipation, who led in the early stages of last year's Breeders' Cup Turf, is the trailer this year in the early going. Long way to go yet, and the Tin Man is just coasting on an uncontested lead. The Tin Man just cruising along here. The opening quarter went in a pokey 25 3/5 seconds. Balangary is second. Denon's got a cozy spot third under the line for the first time. And then it's Perfect Soul who's pulling his way up to the leaders in fourth position, a dawdling half of 51-1 for the Tin Man. High Chaparral is running fifth, tracking Balangary into the far turn. Then Falcon Flight followed by Golan, and the big white horse with Anticipation on the outside. A tight pack through easy fractions early, and the Tin Man continues to cruise uncontested here. A 2-length lead, Balangary running second as they make their run into the backstretch now. The Tin Man takes the field into the backstretch run. Balangary sitting chilly in second. Denon rides the rails with Edgar Prado in third position. Perfect Soul is in the clear running along in fourth. High Chaparral is yet to do his best running, but now Mick Cannan is giving him his cue. He's 5 lengths behind the Tin Man, who leads with 4 furlongs to go. Still at the back are Falcon Flight with Anticipation. Golan is the last of them all. Racing into the far turn, it's still the Tin Man. The Tin Man in front at 15-1 going into the far turn with a host of pursuers. Balangary has been second throughout. On the inside, Denon is ready to roll from third. Here comes With Anticipation. With Anticipation with a bold move on the outside. And High Chaparral right there. The stage is set as they turn for home. The Tin Man to catch. On the outside with Anticipation, High Chaparral is coming with a furious run with 1 furlong to go, and he races to the lead. High Chaparral in front. He blew right by the Tin Man with Anticipation a second. Falcon Flight is third, and High Chaparral is under the line to win it by 1.5 lengths. A valiant effort from the good Old Gray with Anticipation to finish second there, and finishing third was Falcon Flight.
High Chaparral proves that his 2 earlier victories this year in Classic Company, the English and Irish Derbies, were not a fluke. He had run 3rd last time out, perhaps a little bit short when running in the Arc de Triomphe 3 weeks ago. Aidan O'Brien had him a little bit tighter this time, and he sat just off the pace, rated nicely between horses, and drew off to a 1.25 length victory as the odds-on favorite with Anticipation. The old gray man making up a lot of ground late in the going, not quite able to get there. Perhaps that yielding turf course was his undoing here, but after a disappointing performance last time out in New York, he returns to far better form for Pat Day. Falcon Flight, long shot at 12-1, picking up the 3rd spot in here off the pace rallying move after angling out late in the stretch. Disappointing in here was Golan, who did have a little bit of trouble getting out of the gate, did have a little bit of traffic trouble entering the top of the stretch the first time, but came up flat late with no advance at all, finishing in the 6th spot in a short field of 8. The winner, High Chaparral, is a 3-year-old bay colt, a son of Sadler's Wells from Cassora by Darshan, was bred in Ireland by S. Coughlin, owned by Michael Tabor and Mrs. John Magnier, trained by Aidan O'Brien, ridden to victory by Mick Kinnan. High Chaparral completes the 1.5 miles on the yielding turf course in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Next, we've got the big race of the weekend. In fact, the big race of the year, really, the Breeders' Cup Classic, a $4 million 1.25 miles on the main track. 3-year-olds and up, a lot of 3-year-olds in here taking a lot of attention away from their elders. Let's head back out to Chicago once more for the running of the Breeders' Cup Classic.
And they're off. War Emblem away well, but E. Dubai got the jump on him, firing right off the mark. Came home on the outside, and Medaglia d'Oro comes on through. E. Dubai is the leader as they race for the first turn. On the outside, Medaglia d'Oro, and War Emblem is in between horses. He's running 2nd now, and he'll go on to challenge E. Dubai into the clubhouse turn. Perfect Trip takes to the inside in 4th. Falpone rides the rails in 5th. Came home, is hustled up on the outside from 6th now. Mike Smith wants to get him closer. He's 6 lengths from front running E. Dubai. Macho Uno is now running in mid-pack, and he's 7th. Harlan's Holiday is 8th. Milwaukee Brew is 9th. Hawkwing is unhurried, a bit wide going into the backstretch. 4 lengths back to the stretch runner Evening Attire, and the last of them all is Dollar Bill, and he is 12 lengths from the front runners, and they're moving right along here. A testing opening 1/2 mile by E. Dubai in 46 3/5 seconds, and War Emblem is chasing him in earnest. He's under a hustling ride there by Espinoza, and Perfect Drift is just coasting along in 3rd. Medaglia d'Oro 4th with 5 furlongs to go here. Toward the inside, Valpone bottled up in 5th. And then it's Harlan's Holiday, 6th as they approach the far turn. Macho Uno is moving up methodically on the inside, and Came Home is coming up empty. Hawkwing is now beginning to circle horses on the far outside. Hawkwing's in gear. So too is Milwaukee Brew. Rounding the far turn, and the Derby winner's in front. War Emblem has taken over, but Medaglia d'Oro is right there in his throat latch, and Valpone comes charging on through as the field turns for home. Valpone on the inside has taken over. The leader at the top of the stretch. He's leaving Medaglia d'Oro behind in 2nd, and War Emblem is spent. Then farther back, it is Milwaukee Brew, who's now 3rd, followed by Macho Uno 4th. They're coming down to the finish, and it's going to be a huge upset. 40-1 on the wire. Valpone scores in the Classic. He wins by a 6 lengths. Medaglia d'Oro finishing in 2nd with the photo finish there with Milwaukee Brew.
And the win here goes to Valpone. A very impressive performance here by this horse, who has run long and short, turf and dirt. He has done absolutely nothing wrong this year, with the exception of one race in which he injured a foot in Allowance Company. He has hit the board every time, always against top-class company. Overlooked in the wagering, longest shot on the board at 43-1. Lights up the tote board with a 6 1/4 length victory over a game Medaglia d'Oro, who is involved every step of the way. Milwaukee Brew, one of the few horses to make up a lot of ground on this main track that tended to be kind to speed horses. Finishing in the 3rd spot with Evening Attire, completing the superfecta, another horse that was rated way back after a little bit of a sluggish beginning. He did rally nicely under Sean Bridgemahan into the 4th spot, but was certainly no match for the long-gone winner, Valpone. Volponi, ridden to victory by Jose Santos for Hall of Fame trainer P.G. Johnson, completes the 1.25 mile of the Breeders' Cup Classic in 2:01 and 1. That wraps up a very busy edition of Horses and Courses. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today, and we hope you'll be able to join us next week for more stakes racing action from around the country. I'm Jean Wood, and I will see you back here next time for Horses and Courses.